The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back into it, Sunshine. Thanks for joining us. It's Tom and Steve on The Local Show, championing local businesses all over Central New York.
Did you call me Sunshine, Tom? Did you just call me Sunshine?
I was calling the audience Sunshine, but if you want to hop in there, you can.
Like, wow.
I see the sunshine rays around your head.
Speaking of sunshine, we have Shawn Dupree with us, who gets a lot of sunshine on the top of a roof. He's the owner of Top Notch Roofing, and they are top notch around the area. Shawn, I'm seeing some people doing stuff now around their houses.
Yeah, it's
and
that
that
time
means
of year.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to be doing a lot of booking. Did you have a lot of estimates over the winter during the bad months?
We had quite a few over the winter that that we've already completed for the this summer or this spring.
Yeah.
Now we're on the stuff that people have been calling in for this year already.
Yeah. You do some house cleaning though too, and roof cleaning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is that all part of the package? You get calls for that too? Or?
Not really.
No.
Sometimes people, they'll have a shed or something that they don't want to put a new roof on, but it could use a cleaning. So we'll throw that in there and clean it while we're there doing the same.
Have you ever cleaned a roof and said to the people, got some bad news for you? we half of the roof washed away.
I've seen a lot on a roof.
Yeah.
When it comes to washing, and people always try to get that couple extra years out of them.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'm one of them.
What happens when you have a lot of moss and stuff on there and you try to clean it off? Where that moss was attached, those spots become bare.
Yeah,
right.
Not good.
If you have thick moss growing, chances are it's not really cleanable anyway.
What's the maximum quantity of roof over roof over roof that you've ever seen?
That I've ever seen?
Yeah.
Oh, probably like 6 or 7.
Oh my God.
No way!
That's so wrong.
Yeah, you're using 3-inch roof nails,
Oh my God.
just to get down to the plywood.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Do people still put a roof over a roof, or is that a thing of the past?
They do. We don't recommend it. Anything over 2 layers is not it will void your warranty.
I see.
We don't recommend it.
And once you get the first layer of shingles off, and that gives you an opportunity to really look to see if there's any punky wood and things like that, right?
Yeah, and I would say 75% of the time you're replacing at least a section of plywood. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the advantages to tearing it off is you can start fresh with a new deck on your roof, so that you don't have an issue in 3 or 4 years where that piece of plywood, it might be a small piece of plywood, but that rots out. Well, now you're going back up there and you're doing a repair.
Yeah, that's crazy.
After you just spent all that money putting a roof on it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Do you do any type of financing? You don't do any in-house financing or anything?
We have a partner company that offers financing. Yeah.
And are rates pretty good these days? Are you
they're
able
not
to
terrible.
get people in? Yeah.
You can do like 0% for 18 months.
Yeah.
And then after that, it starts going up.
Right. Now, this time of year, when people call, do they even know what to ask? I mean, how much is a roof? I mean, that's like saying how much is a car or how high is the sky? I mean, do they even know what to ask?
It's a mix. Some people do. They know the right questions, and typically those the people that do have the right or know the questions to ask, they've done some research, they know what they're looking for, and then there's people that just don't. They want you to give them a price, and they want you to tell you about what your services are, and what your products are.
How do you differentiate yourself in this sea of roofers?
Well, we show up.
That's a positive.
You know what?
Yeah.
We laugh about it, but some contractors don't.
I was telling Shawn, I was with somebody this week, and they said, yeah, we called a roofer too, and no one showed. I go, well, you didn't call Shawn, because I know Shawn's real responsive to that stuff. So that's common, huh?
And that's that's a big thing. We show up, and we try to we're very honest with you up front. If we don't think you need the roof right now, we'll tell you, and then you can choose if you want to do it now or if you want to wait 2 years or a year, whatever we feel is you have for life left in your roof. We'll tell you that. We're not going to just say, hey, no, you got to do it right now. Yeah. Your house is going to cave in if you don't. We don't do that. So we're honest and with a fair price. Mm-hmm. And we also believe that we use the best products in the market. And the products that we use, the manufacturer itself offers a limited lifetime warranty on the shingles, and it's a 25-year blow off, and it's non-prorated, and it covers material and labor.
Mm. So non-prorated meaning at 20 years they don't go, well, that's 85% of it, so you're tough out of luck.
Correct.
When you say not prorated, meaning they'll do what they say, and
they'll put all new product on for free.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And American-made stuff. You and I were talking about that a few weeks ago. Tell us about that.
Our shingles are made right here in America. With the majority, the shingles we use for the majority of our jobs. If somebody else wants a different product because they're comfortable with that product, we'll use those products. But we really push Atlas, the Atlas shingles, and all their products, the underlayments, the ice and water, the caps, everything. And they're made right. The majority of them are made right in Ohio. And they have another plant in Georgia. So they're 100% American made.
Oh, wow. So how is your process maybe different? It seems like you can't, I was going to say swing it at cap, but you can't say that, can you? I shouldn't say it. Without hitting a roofer, I won't say it.
It's not great imagery.
It's not imagery, but they're everywhere.
Can we swing a live cam?
Yeah. But you've been in the construction business your whole life, long time, and certainly the roofing. How does someone differentiate? It's a question, because people say, well, I'm going to call and get 3 quotes or 4 quotes, and how does someone differentiate other than they show up? A lot of roofers.
It goes back to the honesty. We really want to be fair with our customers. We value our customers, and we really try to push that, and we try to show you that by being responsive and being there when we say we're going to be there. And then showing up and doing the job. And if you're not happy with something, we'll talk about it, and we'll find out what it is that you're not happy with, and we'll make it right. Whether it ends up the shingles aren't laying flat enough, we'll figure out why, or whatever the case can be. There can be 1,000 things.
Right.
You damaged a tree when you were stripping the shingles off. Okay, well, can we replace it for you? Mm-hmm. And those are the kinds of things that we like to do. We're 100% about our customers.
Okay. Because weather can be tough on roofs. Yeah. And people, we had a real winter, Tom. It was actually
yes, we did.
We had a real winter. So, is someone's roof more likely to deteriorate quicker because of that, or is a 30-year roof a 30-year roof?
Well, no, the weather certainly plays a factor in that. And if think about Florida, you have to replace your roof every 10 years in Florida, even though they use the same product.
Oh, because of the heat?
Because of the heat.
Whoa. So a 30-year roof in Florida is 10 years?
Yeah, well, according to the insurance companies, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, you have to replace your roof. They can drop your insurance after 10 years in Florida.
Wow. Well, we don't have that issue.
If your roof is older than 10 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if someone's...
Most roofs don't make it 10 years in Florida.
Oh, my gosh.
They get blown off.
Oh, right, yes.
Well, if your roof hasn't got blown off, or if it has, and you're saying, okay, we got to look at the roofs. We got to talk about it. Talk to Shawn. You can reach him at 920-7949. 920-7949, topnotchroofingcny.com, and figure out what you're going to do with your roof.
And support those local businesses. Local,
American-made stuff.
American-made.
And American-made.
American-made and local. There you go.
Yeah.